Hello, and welcome to the Cold Open Podcast. Oh, we got a lot of stuff to look at today, so I guess we should just jump right into it. So, Allie.
Excited.
I also am excited because this is the closest you're going to get to me watching anime for a while.
I know.
As you could probably tell from the title, we're going to be talking about the Star Wars Visions little mini series. 9 episodes on Disney Plus. This set of episodes are pretty unique. I don't believe that anything in this are nothing's canon. Which is cool because they pretty much are like, okay, take these production companies, these animation studios, and you have free reign, go for it. For instance, I know episode 3 and episode 7 were both made by Studio Trigger. Trigger is responsible for Kill La Kill, Gurren Lagann, stuff like that. Amazing anime.
Little Witch Academia.
I haven't seen it, but I've only heard good things. So, I mean, I've seen like little bits and pieces of it, and the animation's always wonderful. But yeah, before we get into it, that's what we're talking about. If you want to avoid spoilers, please, long story short, go watch them if you have Disney Plus. They're phenomenal. They're self-contained stories that you really don't need to know anything about Star Wars to watch them. There are little references to other episodes or like the movies and stuff like that. But nothing that's, you're not going to be missing out with like the deepest lore if you don't catch on.
And truthfully too, if you're a person that has not dabbled in anime but have kind of always been interested, I feel like this is such a great way to introduce, because you can take your favorite and then you can literally just look up the studio and they all have great anime. Like, I have 2 suggestions for each studio that we'll talk about today.
Good. Like I
it's
said,
worth.
I already gave out mine for Studio Trigger. Kill La Kill is the most like,
good.
It's so self-aware.
Yes.
Whew, excuse me.
Joe's dying.
The temperature's changing. It's killing me. But yeah, if you like what you're listening to, you want to hear more, be sure to like, subscribe. We'll be doing this for a while, so there'll be more coming.
We'll get better with time, I swear.
Oh yeah, it's
a learning curve.
Yeah, I think that's what we mentioned in the first couple episodes was there's a lot of practice that needs to go into it. Yeah. And unfortunately, a lot of it comes down to if I have time. The in-episode conversations are usually really good, I think, but like I have a couple thumbnails that are really good, and then I have a couple thumbnails that are not as good. So stuff like that. But all right, in any case, let's get into it. So the first episode is titled The Duel. This was... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I gotta say beautiful.
I agree. It's very good. It was made by the... Oh gosh, I just... Kamikaze, right? Yeah, Kamikaze Duga. I believe that's how you pronounce that. I don't know much about this production company. Can you...
They have done JoJo, which...
Wait, oh my God, really? I didn't even make that connection. Holy shit.
Yeah, so I'm not 100%. I think they've mostly only done their OVAs. But it's JoJo. And then they've also done Batman Ninja.
Oh, I knew this style looked familiar. Yeah. Oh my God, Batman Ninja was not very good, but it was it was great a blast. To watch. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, so the summary to just sort of glance over the story, it's basically... So the cool thing about Star Wars is that it was sort of inspired by Kurosawa films initially. So this is basically what happens when you take that to the most extreme degree. This episode's very, very, like, that inspiration is on the nose. Yeah, in a good way. It's
Oh yeah, this is beautiful.
mm,
This is definitely a good way to start off too. I
yeah.
mean, they purposely did this.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. No, absolutely, I agree. It's, yeah, start off strong. This episode centers upon a Ronin. Um, he ends up in a village, and he's there for a minute, and then bandits attack. Um, and it's very strange because you're like, bandits, what? And they're stormtroopers. They're straight up stormtroopers.
yeah, it's great. And I love too how everything was that beautiful black and white, but then anything that was what you would consider futuristic had the color glow. And especially with those oh my goodness, lightsabers when they glow red and all of this and you can
Yeah.
see it on their faces and that extra touch. I was like, "Oh, this is really pretty."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was
Absolutely.
like,
Like the
"Oh."
yeah the black and white cinematography. The camera angles are phenomenal. The even all the character designs where they, like I said, where the bandits come out and they're wearing stormtrooper armor. It's close enough so
Mhm.
that you recognize it, but it is definitely its own unique thing. Um, the blaster fire is lit up. The lightsabers are
Mhm.
lit up. I think a lot of the stuff that B5 his droid, um, like he's got jets that he uses, and though that's colored, and it's just enough. It's just enough to sort of enhance the scene. It doesn't really take it over, but it definitely does draw your eye. There's nothing else really to say about it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Um, it's really good. And it's definitely cliched. Um, it's in the best way. Like
Mhm.
it's really cool.
But I
Um,
think like sorry, my favorite part,
oh good.
I gotta say before I forget, was when at the end, obviously spoilers, we've already talked about this.
Hmm.
So they're at their final little battle and she jumps down to the waterfall and she pulls a log with the force to part the waterfall so she wouldn't get wet. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Like that was
Fucking
I think
mood.
my favorite part. Like that just
Yeah.
move right there. It's just like, yeah, anyone would do that.
Well,
That's great.
and also let's be real with ourselves here. her her fucking design is amazing.
I
Her
loved
design
it.
is crazy. Um,
That hair. I love it.
yes, her pulling off her uniform to reveal like her hair being super big and long and just like I don't know, there's something about her like I super vibed with her.
Mhm.
One strange thing that I've got to say something about, her fucking umbrella spinning lightsaber thing, like what the hell? What
I kind of liked it though.
I
I
no,
liked it.
I liked it too, but what the fuck? I've never seen anything like that. I've seen some weird stuff, like in the Star Wars comics. There's like lightsaber whips and shit like that, but like a spinning umbrella multi-bladed lightsaber thing. It's wild. It's just wild. It's
Mhm.
so good. Um, but yeah, no, that's really good. There's not the episode is more about really you have to watch it.
Yeah.
We could sum up the episode in two sentences. Ronan shows up, bad guy shows up, Ronan kills bad guy. That there you go. That's the end.
Mhm.
But there's so much more to it, and an extremely extremely strong start to this sort of little anthology that's going on. Yeah. Anything else to add to it?
Not to this one.
Okay. Yeah. The Duel, very good. Very good start. On to the second episode, Tatooine Rhapsody. This one was made by Studio Colorido. I'm terrible.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. I've watched anime for years. I still can't pronounce shit, so.
I think it's Colorido because it looks like Colorado, but the
Yeah.
A is replaced with an I. In any case, I don't
Um,
know anything about these guys either. What you got?
Two amazing ones. Whisker Away has gotten mixed reviews. It's on Netflix.
Hmm.
I personally love it because it's definitely got some high Studio Ghibli vibes. I like the story. It's just cute. It's
Hmm.
happy. It's whimsical. And then Burn the Witch is a spin-off and written by the Bleach author. So
Oh.
yeah, I am a sucker for Bleach. I don't know if that's been talked about yet. Bleach will be my favorite anime, even with the flaws, and I'm so excited for the final season, which we will be talking about, whether you like it or not.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, it's funny. We're gonna get into that, and I'm gonna be like, okay, so I've seen the episode where Ichigo defends his siblings from the monster, and takes the power from girl and
Rukia.
her Rukia,
Her name is Rukia, and
and
she's
then
the girl.
and everybody and he like surprises her with his power, and that's it. That's all I've seen. I believe that's the first episode.
Like,
I guess I'm 700 behind, but you know.
yeah, there's a lot.
But in any case, that's got to be for another day. Otherwise, we will
Mhm.
be here all night.
We will be derailed. Let's not derail.
So,
So, how
Tatooine
did you
Rhapsody.
like this one?
I loved it.
I fucking hated it.
You hated it? Okay. There's a couple things I don't like about it, and it's really cringy and cheesy, and it doesn't feel like it belongs in Star Wars at all.
Yeah.
But that's why I love it so much. It's so fucking ridiculous.
Like
Um,
it's chibi, right? Is that what you consider this? I was like, it's
yes,
chibi boba. I was like, no
it's
likey.
yes. Looking at Boba Fett, I thought it was a child dressed as, but then I heard the dude, the voice actor,
I know.
I was
I
like,
forget his name.
what? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, they actually got the voice actor to do him. Holy shit. Is it Takamura? Not Takamura. I can't pronounce this guy's name either. God, this is not a good night for pronunciation. I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Well, then I'll keep going. I will, though. My favorite part of this was the robot design for like that guitarist. I thought she was adorable. That's probably like the best out of all of these. Like, she's my favorite robot design throughout all of them. I don't know
Yeah.
why. It's just
Yeah.
something
She was cute.
very cute
Hmm.
and not normally what you see, I
Timur-
guess, in a way.
Tamura. Tamura was okay.
Okay.
Morrison. That's the guy's name. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Anyway.
But yeah. It was meh.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so the idea of so the main character is a Padawan named Jay, and I didn't put this together, but apparently it's about the Order 66 occurring. So he's getting shot at by clones, and he falls and he gets taken in by a hut. Like they just they make a band.
I just didn't like
they
it.
make a band.
Yeah.
They're just like punk rocky. Yeah, there's an alien that's 3 torsos attached to a pair of legs. There's Curdy. She's the
super cute robot.
yeah, and then there's V5. He's the sound and stuff. But the pacing in this was kind of bad in my opinion. They get attacked. Boba Fett shows up, but you can't really tell because he looks like a child because of the style. His head is like really big, so I'm like, oh, this is a little kid also dressed in Mandalorian armor. Weird, right? No, it's Boba Fett. He starts, like I said, he starts talking fucking wacky, and then of course, Boba Fett beats the shit out of these children and shoots them out of the sky because they're basically just a bunch of kids. I guess. I can't tell. I can't tell if they're supposed to be adults or kids. But they get captured by Fett, and Jabba is the villain. Because I guess Geezer, which is the name of the he's the other Fett. He didn't want to join. He didn't want to join in Jabba's syndicate, so that's why he's the target. But the whole band is like, yeah, no, we got a plan. We'll stick together. It's okay. We got this. And it's just, it's cute. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Like, it, they end up, like, that's it. There's nothing else to it. It's very, it's just paced really weird, and the animation's a little goofy. Or not the animation. The animation's wonderful, but the character designs specifically are a little silly. Yeah, it's not bad. I liked it. It was a little cringy, but you know, it's just supposed to be one of those, you know, oh man, like feel good. The band gets together and they all save each other, and it's just a good time. They're there for each other because no one else is, you know.
You're giving this too much credit.
Shut
I'm over here like, I hate this so much.
I'm trying really hard.
No, that's fair. We're allowed to have different opinions. We're all human.
I will say this was probably the weakest of the bunch.
Oh, yeah.
This was probably the worst episode. But they're all really good, so that's not saying too much. So yeah. You got anything else to say about Tatooine Rhapsody?
Nope.
Okay. So the first one, I was super for it. The Duel, I was ready. I wanted more. Tatooine Rhapsody, I was like, oh no, is it gonna be all like this? And then episode 3, the twins. I think this was the first like absolutely fucking batshit wild episode.
So great.
And that is namely because it was animated by Studio Trigger.
Yeah.
Again, these guys have created some of the best animation, period, in anime. I'll fight you on that. Like, seriously, they're so consistently good with what they put together. And as I said before, Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann, Little Witch Academia, stuff like that. Very, very good anime. Extremely well animated. The writing is on point. It's quick. This episode is very strange, though. I loved it because anything that Trigger touches is a fucking masterpiece. But it wasn't for the story. It wasn't for like the environments. It was because of how absolutely fucking insane the whole thing is, start to finish. It's fucking insanity. So yeah, do you want to try to sum up the plot for this episode, or do you want me to do it?
I can do it.
Okay.
So we got these twins.
Uh-huh.
And they are made in the dark side, or they're made with the dark side.
Right.
So they're all like, we're going to be the best ever, and we're going to make this crazy weapon that uses, what do you call the crystal?
Kyber. They're the Kyber crystals.
Kyber. Yeah. Did you hear my husband in the back?
No, I didn't.
He just yelled at me. He's like, Kyber.
Awesome.
Yeah,
he knows.
So, yeah. So they're gonna use this to make pretty much the Death Star, except for in a ship,
Yeah,
which
it's
it's
two
literally the Death
star
Star,
it's two star destroyers with a Death Star cannon mounted in the middle of them. Yeah.
which is kind of weird because the Death Star can move. So why do you need ships?
Portable, so you don't need to move the Death Star around because
But it moves.
it's the size of a moon. I don't
I
know.
mean, I guess. But so the sister is, dark side, she's evil, but the brother decides he wants to be good now. So he's like, I'm going to take the crystal, and then they have this awesome fight, which is super crisp and clean. I
Oh,
mean,
every
oh, it's
yes,
so good.
every
The
action,
whips that
every
she
movement.
has,
Yeah.
I was like, why can't we have, like, why haven't they done that yet? Like, I'm sure, like you mentioned, they've done it in the comics, but I'm like, why wasn't this put in live action?
Well, it's funny because I mentioned that earlier in this episode. But I was talking about it with my wife while we were sitting there watching it. I'm like, dude, yo, fucking lightsaber whips. It was
Yeah.
exciting to see different types of lightsabers in these episodes. Um, it just felt really good to me because a lot of that other stuff, that extended universe, was destroyed when Disney came in. They literally wiped everything clean. And that's one of the reasons why General Grievous is the worst fucking part of the new canon, because he's just trash. Anyway, pull back, focus. We gotta focus.
Right. Also, I wanted to put this out there because my husband was cute because I'm, taking notes during we're watching this. So he's pausing it for me
Mhm.
and everything. So I'm like, I'm writing down, and all of a sudden he's like, so why does the robot need a space helmet, but the two
And the
humans
two
don't?
humans don't. Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I looked at him and I literally put down, husband, why does the robot need a space helmet? I
No,
was like, good cat.
I loved that. I laughed my ass off. It's funny because my wife mentioned the same thing. She literally was like, "Does that droid have a helmet on?" I'm like, "Oh my god, he does."
It's so great. They
Yeah.
did that on purpose.
Oh yeah.
They did.
So that's one of the things that I want to mention about Studio Trigger is how um they're very self-aware about their medium that they
Mm-hmm.
do their work in. Uh Kill La Kill, I think, is the single most, like, it's simultaneously self-aware and also extremely serious. It takes
Mm-hmm.
itself seriously when it needs to, but it understands that anime inherently is goofy. So,
Yes.
and I definitely believe that's what that was. And it's such a quick, like, if you're not paying attention, you don't get it.
Yep.
Oh my
And it's just
god.
the art style that they do. I think
Mm-hmm.
because right off the bat when he took off his helmet, because at first I was like, honestly, this is too crisp and clean. Like I didn't like it at first, and then he
Yeah.
takes his helmet breaks off or whatever, and then her character design, I'm like, oh nope, I'm sorry, I spoke too soon.
Oh, I
Like
know. They're both
completely
blonde hair, blue
360.
eyed. Like,
Ugh, I
yeah.
love that character design, how they
Mm-hmm.
do their art. It's
I agree.
beautiful.
And I definitely feel like the brother was a he was a he feels like a really crazy reference, or like a kind of a reach reference to Luke Skywalker,
Mm-hmm.
because he's blonde hair, blue eyed. Even his clothes, he kind of looks like a mixture, but like his clothing looks like a mixture between Luke and like Han Solo. Um,
Agreed.
but yeah, he just I like it. I like it a lot. um, I was trying to figure out if Kara, I can't remember how to pronounce that.
I think
Her
that was right.
brother. Um, if their names, it's Am and Car, and if that was a reference to something, because it just seems strange that her name is Am, A-M. Even for
Uh,
Star Wars names, it's a little silly.
yeah, maybe. I don't actually know. It probably is something with Japanese
Yeah,
lore
I don't know.
and tradition and culture.
Um, But to pull out of stuff I don't know into stuff that I do know, what I do know is Carr riding on that fucking X-Wing was the raddest shit I've ever seen.
Fucking good.
Oh my god, the nose of the X-Wing, yeah.
Yeah. This was a good one. This was a very good one. It was
Yeah.
definitely a good pick-me-up. That's why I feel like watching this and how it ended as well. I was like, I really think they got all these and they purposely did it the way they did because the weakest are like sprinkled in between the best, so it's not as bad. Because I was about ready. I was like, if they're all like the second one, I was like, I'm not that interested. And then this one, I'm like, okay, no, we're fine.
Yeah, I
So,
respect that. I do. Um but yeah, they fight um in the most ridiculously over the top fight that you can imagine. Um and then they leave it on a fucking cliffhanger, which is the most irritating goddamn thing on the planet. Because that's the cool thing, is a lot of these episodes sort of wrap up pretty well, and they leave it open-ended. This literally was like, we're gonna find out why we were created, and then it ends. And I was so mad, because I'm like, this is never gonna get a sequel.
nope. You wish, right? Wouldn't that be great?
Oh my god, yes. Yes. So, okay, yeah, that one's phenomenal. The Twins, highly recommend it.
Mm.
So let's keep this going with another one I highly recommend, The Village Bride, episode 4. This one is made by Kinema Citrus, I believe.
They have made Made in Abyss, which I'm currently watching. I haven't finished it, but I don't fully know the ending, but I know the ending's gonna break me, but I'm still gonna suggest it.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch it. It's so pretty, and the music is so good, and it's so good. Um, and then another one is Rising of the Shield Hero.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, when it first came out, was pretty controversial because this was after Gobbin's, oh my goodness,
Goblin
Goblin
Slayer.
Slayer, and it was kind of like the same ish like where they touched on stuff like that.
Same premise.
Yeah, but like it didn't actually happen, but he was like accused. So I didn't
Oh.
like it at first
Oh
at
god.
all because of that. But then like afterwards, like the lore and his like progression with his side characters and like him like getting better. It's good. So it's definitely if you can make it through the first like episode 2, you'll be fine. Both good though.
Okay.
So it was nice because I was like because I recognized them right off the bat. So I was like I was a little nervous because I was like, oh, is this gonna be like kind of like that? Because I mean,
Emotionally intense.
yes, and it was, but like they
Mm-hmm.
did it right.
Yeah. I agree. This episode was pretty interesting. Since I took the first two, you can take this one as well, if you'd like.
Okay. Um, so I love the opening scene because it's just a scientist, I'm assuming, or explorer, and he's got a companion, which again, another beautiful character design. I
Mm-hmm.
adore how she is, and they're standing there, and all of a sudden they notice these two, you know, locals of this world, and again, character design, and it's so beautiful. And I should have written down exactly what he said, but the wife or the future wife was like, I wish I could walk, and he's like, my or such a perfect bride shouldn't soil her feet or something like that. And I was just like,
Yeah, he talks about the
oh,
place that
it
they're
hit
going. Their place that they're going is too important,
for
um,
her to have dirty
for her
feet.
to have dirty feet. Right? Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, okay, just yeah, take my heart. And it was so genuine. I mean, the fact that
Mm-hmm.
like I had such emotional ties to all the characters in this that quick, that's impressive writing.
Yeah.
It's just like what 20 minutes tops, and I was just like every character, and I'm like, oh, I like all of you.
I want all of you to keep going forever. I need
Yeah,
more
I'm
of
so
this.
invested.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so come to find out, you know, I'm assuming they purposely got married as early as they did because they wanted to be together and married
Mm-hmm.
because she was gonna give herself up to raiders to save and protect the village.
Yeah, she was going to be held as collateral instead of her dad, who was the
Yes,
village chief.
chief. And the sister tries to do a rebellion, and obviously it doesn't work. So the lead raider is like, I'm going to shoot you. And that's where our protagonist comes in, who's been watching all along and been following along the story, and obviously hasn't been happy about it, and it's been affecting her. So
Well,
finally, she breaks free.
It's important. It's important to mention that the explorer, Valco is his name. He seems to be really close to F,
Yes.
the Jedi. We can only assume. But they sit down and they're sort of at this wedding ceremony. And Valco, I almost said Falco. This fucking Star Fox. This is Star Wars. Thank you. In any case, they're sitting down and they're sort of eating and drinking at this party where, you know, the bride and groom are there with the family and stuff. But Valco mentions that this planet specifically was sort of taken advantage of by the Separatists. If you don't know, they're the guys that had the battle droids in the prequels trilogy. But yeah, they're assholes and stripped the natives of their resources during the Clone Wars. So, they just talk about war, and it's like war's literally pointless. It's just loss. It's nothing but loss. And then she has flashbacks, and that's when you find out that her master was killed during Order 66. So that's pretty intense. That's pretty awful.
Yeah.
So she's already having a hard time with the whole situation. And then what you were saying happens, where a couple other villagers get upset about the whole thing. About, I believe, is it the bride's sister?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the bride's sister's like, we can't, we gotta fight these guys. We can't. But the sister, I see her point of view, because she's like, hey, we can't fight. We're fucking, first off, we're just a bunch of villagers, and these guys are literally like, these are just a bunch of raiders. Raiders that have taken over battle droids, by the way, and I love the B1 battle droids. I love them.
They're so great.
They're
funny,
so
cute.
They're adorable. Their little voices. I feel so terrible for them, because they're always getting murdered in a comedic fashion.
And I feel like I became more attached to them because of the Clone Wars.
Yes. Yeah.
And you just get really attached, and they're just so cute, and they give them more lines, and I'm like, oh.
Oh no.
You're cannon fodder.
Yeah, it's the worst. But yeah, so that all happens, but the next day, the raiders show up. So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to steal.
No, you're fine.
The scene from you.
So, and I just love the scene because he legitimately, goes to shoot the sister, and obviously they cut away, and I'm like, I mean, they gave full rights to the studio, and this one doesn't hold back. So I'm like, I'm expecting him dead. Or her dead, and then all of a sudden I realize, I'm like, oh no, we have our awesome heroine Jedi who stops the bolt, which I don't think we've really seen, which we really can't, because this is why anime is so great.
It's happened one time.
Has it?
And that, I believe, so she stopped it with the Force, right, in midair. Kylo Ren did that the first time we saw him.
Did he?
Yep. When they're destroying that village.
Okay.
And somebody shoots at him, and he fucking holds a laser bolt in midair. And that was I remember everybody getting pissed off about that scene, because that's not supposed to be something that the Force users can do or whatever. I don't know, but it
There's
happening here
literally a
was fucking cool. Okay.
well, and don't give me that shit because there's literally a Jedi that pulled a Star Destroyer out of the like stopped it from fucking leaving.
Yeah.
Who was that? Someone did that.
Well, I mean, the problem with that is that's all extended canon,
I
extended
mean,
universe
that's
stuff.
I guess, but
And
I mean,
nothing
it
like that
was
ever happens
canon
in the
until
movies.
Disney came along and
I
ruined
agree.
everything.
I agree. I'm not happy about it either. Um, but yes, there's a bit more uh to this. But at the end of the day, it seems it's very cool. And the cool thing about F is she never uses her lightsaber until the end.
Mm-hmm.
And she uses it one fucking time. And that's all she needed it.
So great.
Yeah. So yeah, there's not much else to it. I feel like a broken record. I keep saying that because these episodes are relatively short. This one felt like one of the longest ones. And I don't know if it was literally the longest one or not, but it was about 17 minutes long, and it was just good. It's a wonderful like standalone story again that you don't really like. You get everything. You understand what it is when you watch it. Good self-contained story, beautiful animation, wonderful character designs. Another one I put pretty high on the list.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact,
And
this might be either my top or my second favorite one.
this is my first.
This is your favorite one then?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go. High marks.
And side note, to prove that she can stop a stupid blaster shot, my husband texted me because he's listening in the background. He goes, Darth, I don't actually know how to say this. Nihilus
Nihilus, yeah. Oh, yeah.
could suck the life force out of an entire planet.
No,
So if
yeah.
he can do that, she could stop a fucking bolt.
No. I agree. I agree with you. Make that clear that I agree with you. But like I said, everybody just started bitching about it because what did Darth Vader do when he was shot? He fucking like straight up blocked it with his hands.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It's great. I love it.
Yeah. But Village Bride, very good. Very, very good. Please go watch it.
Yes.
And that leads us on to The Ninth Jedi. That's the 5th episode. Production IG.
They have done Psychopaths, which is great. And I'm currently watching, which is, I believe, still going. It might only have a few more episodes. It's called Fena, the Pirate Princess.
Okay.
Really good.
It's
honestly, actually, the animation's better than this episode, but
I've heard of Psychopaths, but I've never heard of the second one.
it's cute. It's literally this season of anime. It was a summer show, so that's probably why, because you don't follow it.
Yeah. Yeah,
but it's good so far. I really like it. But,
okay, so yes, this episode. It is the Ninth Jedi. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna put this one really high up on my list too. For two reasons. Firstly, I super vibed with the story. I liked the twist. I just liked it. And secondly, they added into the canon of this episode a thing that was in extended canon and was destroyed from extended canon, but is now like they used it, if that makes sense. They just used something that used to be a thing, which is you know what, never mind, I'm just gonna wait. We'll go through the episode, and then when it comes to it, I'll mention it. I've been doing a lot of talking. Do you want to do another one? Or...
Sure. So it's funny because I'm trying to go off my notes that I wrote, and my
uh-huh.
notes do not follow the story.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Well, if you would
I
prefer,
can do it though.
then
No,
I'll.
it's fine.
Okay.
So we have um this, like, I think the opening shot, which I really liked, is literally an asteroid with
Mm-hmm.
obviously a kyber crystal in it, and it
Yeah.
all of a sudden gets like yeeted out of the sky
Ah, yes.
or yanked. I
My
guess yeet
favorite.
is the other way
Yes, yes. Yeet is to throw.
to throw. I'm
Careful,
tired.
you're dating yourself.
um, but so they're on this, like, I really like it. This floating giant asteroid that's really pretty and glowing above a planet.
High
And
Islan.
there's, huh?
High Islan.
Thank you.
Hizlan, I believe. I think that's the name of the planet. High Islan.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm.
But so we have all these, like, apparent Jedi, because at this point it's so far in the future that even like lightsabers are lost, which I
Right.
feel like is pretty big deal because I mean they were still floating around. It's not like they're just magically gone.
Yeah, well, they were destroyed.
That's true. But I figured this is like pretty far in the future cuz like at this point it sounds like the Sith are still pretty rampant and they came back and, you know,
Right.
are still hunting and looking. So
Yeah.
there are these untrained Jedi that are being told that they have, someone is being able to make lightsabers. So they're here for lightsabers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all, because the person that has summoned them is like not there yet. And the entire time I was uncomfortable during this entire episode
Yeah.
because you didn't know who was wrong, who's betraying who.
You could tell
Very
that
good.
somebody was going to be betrayed,
Yes.
and it was awesome.
Yes.
Because you could tell even it seemed like even um, like the Jedi themselves didn't trust the other Jedi that had shown up.
Exactly.
So, that was pretty neat. Um, but yes, go on.
So they're all there, and then right before we switch scenes, this like robot comes in and just like randomly walks in and kind of again answers questions, but he's creepy, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna be evil, blah blah blah. So like then they cut and they're down on the planet, and
Mm-hmm.
it's this adorable girl who
Mm-hmm.
shows right off the bat, you're like, oh, she has skill. You can just tell. I mean, she's cute. She's got her cute little robot sidekick. And
She's Nizo is her name.
Nizo, thank you. So Nizo goes back to her father, who is the saber smith. And she's got all these cool, unique saber. And that's the thing I like too about this was like they weren't like uniform, which they could have. They could have just cookie cuttered a couple sabers down, but like you can tell the animators took time to actually like think about it and
Yeah,
create them and make them unique.
right.
So again,
And that's the
just
thing.
great.
And that's what's weird about it too and that's one of the things that was interesting to me rather that the, a lightsaber is typically designed by the Jedi, by the person
Student,
wielding
yeah.
it. Yeah. Um so the fact that he was putting these together was interesting because it was just like, oh well, I just literally need to put lightsabers out into the universe, and
Mm-hmm.
this seems like a small detail, but it felt pretty important to me because it was desperate. It was extremely desperate.
Yes, absolutely. Um, though he did mention, and that's where I wondered, like,
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Her name is Lakara. My bad.
Lakara.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lakara.
Yeah.
So I felt like he was probably pretty force sensitive as well, because he did mention that he was following the kyber crystal to make, like, somehow making the lightsabers to fit the kyber crystal, which would fit its Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of interesting. I forgot exactly how he worded it, but I'm like, oh, okay, like, um, that could make sense. But so she, walks forward and he had just finished his final lightsaber and she picks it up and she turns it on and right off the bat I was like gray Jedi because this lightsaber is super cool. Again, animation makes the world of a difference. Star Wars is so made for animation because
Definitely.
they're able to make it translucent and it is such a cool effect in this entire show. I loved it.
And this leads into the thing that I started talking about. So, La Zima is the man's name. La Cara is the girl,
Okay.
his daughter. Uh, so when Kara picks up the lightsaber, um, Zima mentions that each of the lightsabers, like he's tempered the crystals to respond to the user's connection to the Force,
Mhm.
and that the length and color will vary depending on the Jedi using it. That that's fucking cool because that is what I was talking about before, where and it was just kind of an offhanded comment by Zima. Um, and it was funny because you look at when she wields it, like she can use a lightsaber, but the lightsaber that she uses doesn't have any color because she doesn't have a connection to the Force,
Mhm.
and that was fucking cool.
Yeah, I really liked it. And again, but like you can tell she's definitely like obviously right off the bat, that she will or she does or she hasn't maybe recognized her connection or believes in her connection
Mm-hmm.
because she fights and she fights beautifully. Um
Yeah, well, I mean, you can sword fight without being a Jedi.
yeah, that's very true actually. But so obviously these Jedi hunters arrive and her father knows right off the bat, so he shoos her away, gives her the lightsabers and says take him up to Fancy Island. I already forgot the name. Um and she like is not understanding and you wouldn't again like as a child like
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't understand like why all of a sudden is he acting so weird and like giving me an extra big hug until you know she
Yeah.
gets out just before these two come in and her father's taken. Um, but then that's where we get this lovely little speeder fight. And it was just,
So
she's so
good.
clever. And she did what I feel like Ray did in the new trilogy, but better. Um, because she gets off her speeder in the middle of this icy lake to stand down the man that's hunting her. And I mean, beautifully, she's just able to take out his speeder and jump on hers and get away. And it was
Yeah.
just like beautiful how she did. She ran right at him, like how Ray went for Kylo Ren, but it was better.
Yeah. No, I agree. When you said that Star Wars lends itself to animation, that's why I talk about the I believe it was 2005. I can't remember, but the animated one made by Gennady Tarkovsky.
Mm-hmm.
That is my favorite, my single favorite piece of Star Wars media. I think it accurately portrays how ridiculously fucking powerful the Jedi were, but also how fucking ridiculously powerful the Sith were, and like I said, General Grievous being an actual threat. Because if you watch the new animated series, how is this fucking bumbling dumbass who never wins? How is he the guy that's giving the Jedi should realistically have just beat them
Mm-hmm.
like the first time they ever fought. Like it makes no sense to me. That's one of the things that they fucked up with. I'll say that the animated series, the
Clone Wars.
yes, the Clone Wars. Well, I'm trying not to say the Clone Wars because they're both called the Clone Wars. The
Oh,
Clone Wars
okay.
miniseries is the hand drawn cartoon, while I call the animated series Clone Wars. So,
That's fair.
but in any case, this
So
episode is pretty cool. Keep on
she goes, and again, like offshoot, like, and it's these studios are able to like these writers have put so much just extra that you didn't need
mm-hmm.
to just make this just so believable and like an already like completely fleshed out world because she gets to like I don't know, I guess what you consider the galactic airport,
The
and there's
ferry.
like,
It's a
yeah,
ferry.
thank you, a ferry. And there's like this whole line of robots, and there's only one, and he's drinking oil out of a teapot.
The rest of them are like sleeping.
And it's great. And he goes, I'm on my break.
Yeah.
And it's just, and then he like walks so slow that she has to push him. And it's just that whole little bit. I'm just like, it's just amazing. So, she gets to the island, and she hops out. She's frantic. Her dad's been taken. She just had a crazy battle. She trips down and falls in front of all these Jedi, and she throws the lightsabers on the ground. Well, not throws, but tosses herself and
Uh-huh.
puts him down, and is like, help me get my father back. So they all grab their lightsabers, and this is our first great twist of, I would say, two.
Yeah.
um they all turn them on, and they're red, and I was like, oh shit, like it was so good. I wasn't
It was.
expecting that.
I also was not expecting that. Genuinely, I expected a couple of them maybe, but
Yes,
not every fucking one of them. Well, okay, I lied. There's
there was
one
one.
guy.
Technically two.
Well,
um
yeah, because all these like now we understand that they're Sith. Um,
mhm.
ignite their red lightsabers, and because they were trying to find Margrave. Margrave
Yes,
was the um
one calling out to the Jedi.
yes, he was the master is what you would assume. Um yeah, like and then there's one like Ethan is his name.
Hmm.
Ethan and Kara are just like, eh. What?
Right.
and then and then the Sentinel droid walks up and was like, "All right,
Unveils
guys,
himself.
here I come," and it's fucking Margrave. He jumps out of the chest of this fucking droid.
So great.
Yeah, and oh, it was so good. Also, I'm gonna say that the violence with the lightsabers was pretty graphic, actually, in this episode.
Yes. And it
Um,
made me happy.
yeah, well, people like straight up getting cut in half and losing limbs
Person
and
burns
stuff.
alive.
Yeah, somebody gets burned alive and disintegrated. Like, holy shit! It was like genuinely surprising because of how like I mentioned how like adorable and sweet Kara is as a character, and like
Mhm.
even Ethan's character design is pretty cute. But like
Yes.
somebody gets thrown into a fucking machine and burns alive, and then their corpse is disintegrated. It's like,
Yep.
dude, holy fuck.
So yeah,
Oh,
this fight's great.
yes.
Again, Kara shows that she's gonna be a natural, like, you would think like how good she is, she would be like a Luke Skywalker. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and she's likable. So she's fighting, and then finally near the end, she obviously finds herself, or believes in the Force, or the Force finds her because her lightsaber goes green, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it turns green.
Yes. Um, and then they save the day. And then I liked two as a part of a lore. And I don't know if this has been touched on before, because like I like Star Wars, but I've never been super deep into it. Like I really like the Clone Wars, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think this happened in the Clone Wars. But they realize as they're fighting, the final fight, and there's, the one wasn't a Sith. He was just influenced by them to the point where he fully just got, what, mind controlled, because they're defeated and he's fine again. So I would definitely say more mind controlled than being brought to the dark side. Like I think there are just so many of them that he got overwhelmed.
It's weird. It's weird because that okay. The cool thing is what the animators were doing was using the colors of the lightsabers to denote somebody's affinity to one side of the force or the other. Um so like even like what is it? I can't remember which character it was. Um it might be, yeah, Juro, Margrave, snags a lightsaber from one of the Sith, and then it turns green.
Mm-hmm.
instantly.
I like that.
It's
I do.
it's weird to me because like the way that it's always been presented in canon was like you hold it and then you use the force and you like direct your energy and it's like this long experience and then it becomes a part of you. It's an extension of you. And then Sith have to like corrupt it. They have to go through this whole fucking ritual to corrupt a lightsaber. And here he just instantly cleanses it. It was surprising to me. But I understood what they were doing. It wasn't like we're following exactly to the lore. It was this makes it super easy to tell who's a bad guy and who's a good guy.
Yeah, that is true.
And it was great. It was great. The fight scene was wonderful.
So, they win the day and she's there now and she goes, "Will you save my father now?" And you said, what was his name again?
Jura, Margrave Jura.
Margrave. He's like, obviously, like, absolutely. Like, yeah, but like not in a shitty way where you'd be like, but he's like, no, like, there's helped me. I mean, look what he's done. Like, absolutely, we're not gonna leave him.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Come with me." Because obviously, like, take little super powered, better than whatchamacallit any day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing, is I don't even know Kara at all. Apart from I've been shown that she's tenacious, she's skilled because of work that she's practiced, because of work that she's done, and she has a clear goal that she wants and that she is determined to obtain, which is getting her father back.
Mm-hmm.
What did Rey have in 3 movies?
Well, like, sometimes I harp on it. I really did like the first one personally. And I thought she was great in the first one. Yeah. She did have a decent amount of characterization. Some of it was a little much, being too powerful too quick. They really shooed that in. But like
I said, unless they were like, oh boy, now it's she's too powerful. Power. Use the Sith thing.
Yeah.
Oh, she's turning into the Sith. Make her like in trying to avoid her predestined future, she walks into it and ends up becoming ridiculously powerful, but she's using the dark side. But then she finds her way and she's like, no, power means nothing if you don't have anyone around you to save, to love, and to protect, blah blah blah, whatever. They could have done it better, but I mean, shit.
Yes.
A 5th grader in writing class could have done it better, but
yeah.
Anyway, closing.
Okay, so great.
Closing thoughts.
Fantastic.
On the Ninth Jedi. Very good. It was very good.
That twist.
The twist was phenomenal.
I think it's my second favorite twist. There's one more coming that I like the twist better. But this is my second favorite twist.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
You probably do.
We'll get there because we'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the next episode 6, T0-B1, Toby, created by Science Saru, S-A-R-U.
Yes. Which, so this episode was really cute. And it shocked me because I had to like actually look it up because I'm like, that studio sounds really familiar. So I looked it up and they made Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah. Okay.
And that show is like, poof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. But there's no high. There's no high. No. It just keeps stomping on your heart over and over, and it's so graphic and so great, and just like
you better
so like, fucked.
You better be fucked. Old enough to be okay.
Yeah, please be old enough to watch this.
Anyway, that show's fucked up. We may end up talking about that one day because that's actually kind of cute. To look at this episode.
Like they made that and then
it feels like this episode was atonement for their other shit.
Like,
Genuinely.
let me put some balm on your soul with or salve on the soul with
Yes. It no, exactly. Um
and I still hated it.
oh, this episode?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought I was
I
the
didn't
only
like
one.
it.
I
No.
tried to like the cutesy ones. I tried to like uh the oh shit, I forgot the name of it already. The one about the band. The Tatooine Rhapsody. I really tried to
Yes.
like that. Because I'm like, okay, it's cheesy little anime band. Like I could see somebody who likes those fucking what was it, K-On, I think? I don't know. Like
Mhm.
the anime about getting into a band. Like okay,
Yeah.
I get it. In the Star Wars backdrop, that's interesting. This was literally like somebody looked at the inspirational art for Star Wars when it was first incepted, um, during its first inception, and also really liked Mega Man
Mhm.
because the main character Toby, the droid, and Dr. Light, like there's literally no other way to describe them. They look just like these guys. They look almost like you could literally rip them out and plug them in and they're the same characters. Um it's so weird to me, this
Yeah.
style. And also I think this was the worst episode. You know what? I think this is the worst episode. Um,
Actually put this second to last. I really didn't like Tatooine Rhapsody. I did
wow,
not like
really? It was
it.
that
Yeah.
okay? Well, my
Yeah.
problem with this one is it felt like it was tripping over itself constantly.
Oh, yeah.
It had such an energy that was not matched by what was happening on screen, and it was like I did this thing. Oh, and then I did this thing. Oh, and then this thing happened, and then and it's like, dude, calm down, please. I want you to sit and look out at the sunset for 5 fucking seconds. And it's just,
Yeah, I'll just read my notes,
yeah.
like, because there's literally 3 bullet points. I put
Mm-hmm.
meh, and then I put, okay, it grew on me, just like he grew the plants. And then I go, change my mind again. No
Oof.
likey.
Wow.
Because it was
Okay.
like, for a second, I was like, okay, this is kind of cute. And then the whole, like, final fight and all that, I was like, fuck this, I don't like it.
Yeah.
It was too
The
scattered.
yes.
That's what my husband said. And I was like, yeah, that puts to it pretty good. I was like, too scattered. Tried to
My
be too many things.
yeah, like it's this commentary on like um how like the scientist needs to fix
No.
the planet. It needs life on it, and like the whole thing about the force is life, and it flows through all things. And then and then this fucking droid is dreaming about he's super sentient and he wants to be a Jedi, but according to all lore, robots they can't use the force because that's just
Yeah.
not how the force works. You just can't. But apparently you can. Fuck that. It's a cute little droid that fucking absolutely murders an inquisitor. Um fucking spoilers, who cares? It was bad. It was really bad. Like I will say there's one thing that I liked about this, and that
Hmm.
was the professor.
He was cute.
I thought he was kind of cool. Also, I genuinely didn't even realize that he did not have arms for a while. And I don't know if that was just me not paying attention or me not being able to
No, I
keep
don't
up.
think he had arms.
He
Did he
doesn't.
have? Oh, no,
No.
because he moved. Yeah.
Right.
He's armless.
It took me a while while I was watching to be like, "Oh god, wait a minute. He doesn't have fucking arms. How is he going to fight? He can't." Like I don't know, man. It's just what the hell is he when he starts using the force and you're like, oh well, obviously I knew he was a Jedi from the moment I looked at him
Yeah.
because it just makes sense, but I was like, why is he just like slowly moving all these things with the force instead of just grabbing the oh wait, he has no arms, got it.
So,
Ugh.
yeah.
It was meh. It was
Yeah.
cute, the animation was fine. The
I like
music,
the
the
animation.
music
Like,
was
I actually
pretty
like the
good.
style.
Yeah,
Because, like, that's like a Studio Ghibli vibe, which
yeah.
I'm fine with. But for this, I was just like, eh.
Somebody's gonna like it, I'm sure, but
Oh, yes.
I didn't even a little bit,
Nope.
unfortunately.
We
Um,
agree.
yeah, and it's not like I was like, this is a shit stain on Star Wars. Like, it. And of course, none of these are supposed to stand up to canon. They're their own like ideas, and I do think
I mean,
it's
I think a
cute that a
lot of these are
droid.
better than canon, but you know.
Well, yeah. And I do think it's cute that a droid wants to be a Jedi. I think that's just neat, but he's like a little kid droid, so it's weird that old man lives with little kid droid, and
Yeah.
it's
Kind of gave me a Pokio or Pinocchio.
yes,
Pinocchio vibe.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. He wants to be a real boy. He wants to be a Jedi. He
Yeah,
wants
because
to
in
be a
all his
real
little
kid badass.
dreams, he's a real boy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Pinocchio.
Yeah, Star Wars Pinocchio, except there's no real story. There's nothing to learn. He's like, I want to be a Jedi. And then he's a Jedi. That's the
Right.
end. um, I'd say if you like the cute art style, you want to put something on for your kids for like 15 minutes or whatever, go for it. But unfortunately, it had nothing really to hold itself up. No real
Mm-mm.
substance.
Agreed.
So unfortunate, but I guess there had to be a couple of them. Now,
On to the next episode.
episode 7, The Elder. This was also made by Studio Trigger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fuck,
Mm-hmm.
this one was good too.
Yeah, it was.
Um, I,
So I just
I
gotta
think.
say, first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just
No, go
first
ahead.
thing
Go
I
ahead.
this turned on and I was like, it's Aizawa from My Hero Academia because it literally looks like him and I was like so excited. I'm like, he would be a Jedi.
Which
I'm done
character?
now. So he's the super grumpy, sleepy teacher.
Oh, okay. So
Eraserhead.
the master does look a lot like him.
Yeah, it
Okay.
does.
Yeah,
It
I
was
see
great.
that.
I was so happy. So then I vibed with that the entire time because he wasn't. I mean, they were the kind of the same too. I mean, they're both senseis, and
He's
except for
yeah, he's just really
I was kind
cool
of
and
really
quiet
cranky
and
and hates kids, but
yeah.
So
But yeah, uh, this one, oh, okay, this one is interesting because it's another one of the. It's just like the first episode where there's not a lot of story. There are two Jedi, a master and his Padawan, that like feel a disturbance in the Force. They mention that it's been hundreds of years since the Sith were destroyed, so it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. His Padawan is extremely eager to get into a fight to defeat the Sith. Um, but they land, and they mention an old man being in the area, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's weird. Well, what did he do?" Well, he landed in this ship, and you go in the Jedi go look at it. It's like it's so obviously a Sith ship, like like it like there's no way it could not be a Sith ship.
yeah,
Um, and we're like, oh, so he's a Sith, but the show for some reason tried to be like, well, maybe he's not. We don't know.
I think. Oh well, yeah. At the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, Who
Well,
do we?"
yeah. Who could it? What? Who's this? And then they go and find a creature that had its neck sliced by a lightsaber strike, and it's like, yeah, yeah. um, so they split ways, the Padawan and the Master, and the
Which
Master.
the Padawan hated him, but I loved his character design. He actually annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah, he was definitely a young Anakin. He was like,
And I
I,
was
I just
like,
want to go fight.
it
And
reminded me, ugh, children.
yeah. Um so Padawan finds old guy. Old guy, very clearly a Sith. You can tell his yellow
Stranger
eyes.
danger.
He's clothed in black, and then he pulls out his dual red lightsabers. Really fucking cool. They look like katanas, and he literally beats the Padawan in like 2 attacks.
Yeah.
And
he wasn't even trying.
And I was like, oh fuck, the Padawan is dead. He's dead. He falls to the ground
really
after being slashed by 2 lightsabers. And we're like, oh. And then like the old man is like, this is super cool. I can finally fight somebody worth fighting. And then they battle fucking, and the Jedi pretty easily defeats him.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, let's throw some high praise at Trigger.
Oh
How
my God.
many anime can you think that have that great of a fight scene and it's fucking raining?
Yeah.
I was just like, I needed this. Like, this is probably one of those episodes because it's so quick. Because there's a couple different episodes when I'm just like in the mood.
Yeah.
I'll throw on, and this will be one of them that you just need to watch, you know?
I agree.
And that's why. Just that fight scene alone with the fucking rain, I was like, this is great. Ugh, so good.
Yeah, and it was over very quickly. This episode is only, well, it's 15 minutes long, but it didn't feel that long. It felt very quick, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Which was interesting because I was just like really tied to it. I really wanted to see more. And then like so the master defeats this old man, and then Dan, which is the Padawan, like gets up. He like gets up, and we're like, wait a minute, hold on, I thought he was dead. That was a weird twist.
Well, I mean, it was a little bit better because like the dude actually, everyone thought he was dead, and he bamboozled everyone. And don't forget, he threw his lightsaber. So then the creepy guy looked at him shocked, like, "Oh, you're still alive."
Yeah.
And that's where the Jedi Master was able to get in a shot. Which that move where he, pulled his lightsaber back in and literally just moved his arm and put it to his chest. Oh, that was great. And then again, and I get it. Like the first movies back then, that's a little taboo to go that graphic. And then Disney took over, so Disney's not gonna fucking do that. But like seriously, why haven't we seen that before? Like that's just brutal,
good.
and I
It's
loved
fucking
it.
good.
So
yeah.
fucking great.
So the cool thing about this episode was, again, it wasn't necessarily like a lot of story, but it was Jedi being cool, and the fight scenes may have been fast, but it showed like,
oh, so good.
When you're fighting skilled opponents, fights are fast. They're supposed to be fast.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, if this episode stands up there for me simply for the fact that it boils down what Trigger is fucking best at, and that's fight scenes. Oh, there goes my mouse. Just threw that shit on the ground.
But also, I want to talk about just the fact, and again, I want this explored, because he said this is more than just a Sith. I mean, what he got off of him was just pure awful. Did you say malice?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even evil. And I, love that, because in my eyes, that's someone that fell so much into the darkness. They don't even care about power. They just want to kill. And they don't care what it is as long as it's an opponent. They just want to kill it.
Yeah. And it's
which I would consider the worst.
Yeah. I agree. And the interesting thing about him is that apparently obviously he's old, but what I mean is, like, for a lightsaber duelist who only gives a shit about killing the most powerful opponent to
be alive for that long.
Yeah, that's fucking terrifying.
And he insulted the Sith. Remember, he did make a point of insulting them. So like he was definitely one at first, and then he was like, "This is fucking dumb."
Yeah, yeah, that's another interesting thing where he moved beyond uh dark and light. He
Mm.
was like manifest
The void.
evil. Yeah, genuinely.
Because it was definitely like, why just kill the Jedi?
Right.
Like, we have all this power. Why not kill anyone that can oppose you? Yeah, I liked it. I really wish that could be explored upon.
Yeah. Hopefully, I kind of hope they keep doing like smaller stories and try not to copy what Star Wars has always done with the movies and done 3 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. Get away from the Skywalker era. Go to like the Old Republic, or there's like literally thousands of years of Star Wars lore and fucking fights and civilizations and that have all occurred. Stop messing with excuse me, Jesus Christ, the Skywalker saga. We're done with that. We finished that. Everybody liked it. Not okay, not everybody liked it, but whatever. It's wrapped up. It's fine. It's done. Do something else, please. And I think if this is well received, that they'll do more, and that's what I'm hoping, because I know that they're redoing KOTOR, and I'm sure your husband is happy about that.
Yeah, he's pretty excited.
Yeah, get a Knights of the Old Republic remake. Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay, closing thoughts on The Elder.
it was great. But it's actually not as high on my list as I thought it was. I know I
Yeah.
kind of want to change my list, but that's fine.
No, yeah, you can change your list, of course.
I'm not changing it.
The
Set in
same
stone.
here. Looking back at it, very well animated. Obviously, the acting was fucking awesome. Um, but it it was really light, and you have to really look at it like that. Is none of these are going to
Yeah.
be super heavy on anything really. So for them to give us what they gave us was pretty neat. I want to see more with the Padawan and the Jedi, and I want to know more about what this fucking creature was, because that's what he was. He wasn't a
Yes.
man anymore. He was a monster. There's no two ways about it. Okay, so that leads us into the next episode, episode 8. I'm pretty sure it's Lop and Ocho. Ochu? I'm not
Ocho.
sure. Ocho. And this was animated by Geno Studio.
An anime that I actually haven't seen. But I have heard nothing but great reviews. It's on my list. It's Golden, I'd say Kamoy. Um, and again, I haven't really fully watched it, and I've only seen like pieces, so I can't tell you how like near for animation wise like the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that one's beautiful, so I'm sure
Yes.
that's why this one was so good.
So this episode is 20 minutes long, and again, I've not seen uh same as you. I've not seen anything that this company has made. So like just visually, it's gorgeous. Um,
Mhm. Fucking funny. When
the
right when she
main
came up, I
okay.
was like, "Fuck yes, sign me the fuck up for
I,
whatever this is."
it's funny. I was the exact opposite. I was like, "What the fuck is this anime shit?" Like,
No,
of
it's
all
great.
of all of the episodes, this is the single most anime tropey episode. Period.
So great. So great.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying this is the actually. I think this is the only non-human protagonist of
No,
the
we had
no
stupid
the
robot
robot.
boy.
That's right, robot boy. Fucking Astro Boy is what you're trying to say. It's Astro
Kobe.
Boy. Robot Boy was a phenomenal cartoon. Astro Boy was okay.
I didn't watch either, so I couldn't tell you.
Astro Boy is another anime. Actually, you know what? I would probably closer compare the other. Anyway, whatever. We're off topic again. You can go ahead and talk about this one.
So this one was cute. So, uh, we get our little protagonist jumping around, stealing food. she's got this collar on, which I was not okay with. I was like, get that fucking off her now. But obviously she was imported here. They found her race and
Uh-huh.
enslaved them because they were such great workers, I guess. How great is
Yes,
that?
small, frail rabbit people, the best
Yeah,
animals, creatures that you want
slave
for
labor.
slave labor. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So she escaped, and this father and daughter find her. And personally, I thought how the daughter was acting at first actually
I
made me
thought
uncomfortable.
I thought it was I thought that was his wife. I thought that was the mom when they first got together.
Really?
Yeah. She seemed like motherly. She was like, this is mine now. I love this thing. I'm going to take care of it. That's what the vibe
Yeah.
that I got from her.
I definitely
So,
didn't get wife vibe, but I got that uncomfortable. I was like, this is weird. Like they forced it too much. I'm like, this is weird. I don't like this. It's kind of uncomfortable.
yeah, it felt, well, I think that was the point, is it was like a rich girl, like, instead of,
Centric
yeah,
witch girl, I guess. Yeah.
I read it wrong. I was like, oh, this is just a woman that really wants, maybe they can't have kids, so this is a woman that just wants a
I mean, if
kid,
I could
or
adopt a super cute bunny baby, I would
right,
do it.
like, okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, um
I mean, I got my bunny actually now that I'm looking at, and he's not as cute, but he's pretty fucking cute. So,
he's not as cute. He's looking over at you. What the fuck,
like, what
dude?
the
What did I
fuck,
do?
bitch? He's
What did
like, I'm
I
gonna chew the cord to your heating pad now.
do? Okay, but yes, in any case, cute bunny girl.
Mm-hmm.
The furries were all happy about it.
Yes, they were. Yes, they
Her name
were.
is Lop. Oh,
I think it's cute.
it's adorable. It's adorable.
Um, so as much as I like this one, I mean, it's not so like they age up after that, and the father doesn't want their world destroyed, which it's being stripped and destroyed. So he's like, trying to be a terrorist
By the
and get rid of this.
Empire.
Yeah, so he's trying to rebel against the empire. And his daughter is the opposite, where like the empire's brought like the industrial revolution and is bringing prosperity, so it's better for their, people. So they're fighting, and then Lop's in the middle where she's just like, I just want my family, which is fair. She
Yeah,
got this family, now she's fighting, but at the same time, I'm like, you
that's where
can't
one of
just be
my
like,
that's where one of
get
my
over
biggest
here.
issues about the episode came from, was it didn't there wasn't anything with the sister. Like, there kind of was in the first couple
Mm-hmm.
seconds with um now that I realize it, that she was like, "Oh, we need to fucking I want this bunny girl," and but then you don't see her at all until she's arguing with her dad, Ocho.
Yes. Which again, character design.
Or
She was pretty. I liked her. You don't usually see eye makeup on, uh, characters because it's harder to animate down the
mm-hmm.
line. And
Yeah.
it's short, so they had it, and I loved it.
Yes. Yes.
So, they're fighting, and she's trying to stop her father, and they split apart for now. And the Lop and Ocho are, I think they're leaving their home afterwards, going back into the city, and they get stopped by the Empire.
Yeah.
And the very creepy, very cringy, very typical just creep
Yeah,
is like, hey,
he was just
Ocho.
slimy. He was slimy. I
Yeah,
didn't
he
like
was.
him.
He was disgusting. He's like, hey, Ocho, like, I knew it was your father. Like, you have to make this right, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hurt him. So she, decides that this is her only choice to protect her family is to become, would she probably like, she was pretty high ranking. I would say she's a general, right? pretty quick. I mean, she's something. She's not just
Effectively, I
normal.
believe she was the ambassador to this planet, which, when it comes to the Empire, if she was loyal to the Empire, she probably would have been like, I don't know what the exact term is, but she would be a
Hi.
extremely high ranking officer. Um, so she would be in control of us, an amount of
Mm-hmm.
uh like stormtroopers and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's she would have been, yes, she would have been offered a relatively high ranking in the Empire for entirely betraying her fucking planet and her
Her
family.
family. Yeah.
I mean, she thought that she was gonna help them, but she literally gets in a sword fight with them.
Yeah. So, and right before, so 2 points that just stuck out to me that I liked. She bites her thumb and uses her blood to make her eyeliner red. And I was like, okay, I mean, that's not how it works, but I'm down. I like this symbolic thing, I guess.
It's an
And then,
anime.
yeah. And then cute little Lop, our cute little bunny this entire time. I'm like, she's got a fucking umbrella. And I'm like, why the fuck does she have an umbrella? And she
And then
uses
she
it and she
uses
jumps and it was so fucking great.
it. Yeah.
Um, relax, Bun Bun. Sorry, he's hopping around. I don't know if you can hear it in the background.
I couldn't hear it, but that sounds adorable.
He's mad.
Well, yeah, because you're talking about a different rabbit.
I am. He's betrayed. So, Ocho goes back to the family home, and everyone is left because obviously they don't want to die like crazy father.
Yeah, pretty much everybody
So
sides with the Empire, frankly.
yeah, I mean, and how would you not? You know, if you
Yeah.
got this power that brings all this to you and money and, you know, again, the industrial evolution, that's huge. Where originally, right off the bat, they said the planet was having a hard time progressing.
Mm-hmm.
So he gives her a, well, because several generations ago, they save a Jedi, and then the Jedi, you know, when he gets old and is gonna die, he gives them the lightsaber and says, "Pass this on to your like heir." So the father decides to give it to Lop, and then says, you know, "Stay here. I'm gonna go get back your sister," which of course she's not gonna stay.
No.
So she goes, and sister and her father are fighting. He gets blinded, which totally sucks. And then
He
Lop and
was
Ocho
already
fight.
he was already down one eye, and
Yeah.
Ocho slashes his other eye, so now he's blind.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Especially I feel like just in real life that would really suck, like that late in age.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's gotta be really hard to adjust. Anywho, um, so there and there's another phenomenal fight. Because she's got like what I would consider like electric nunchucks. Is that what you not nunchucks? What's it's another
Vibro
stage.
blades.
That. And it's just and she's got the really cute sword and which I like because it's like an actual sword and it glows. So like it's different. It's got
Yeah.
like the carvings in it and it's more like Japanese than anything we've really seen so far. I think it's really the only one that's like legitimately changed the lightsaber. So yeah, and they fight and then, you know, she kind of one ups her sister, but then her sister gets away. And she's like, "I'm gonna get my sister back," and that's how it ends. And I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. I overall, I thought it was pretty good. I liked the idea of a lightsaber being passed down from generation to generation. It's a, again, it's another cliche anime trope. Not just anime, just like stories like this in general, where the family blade is passed down, and now but it's a person that is new to the family, so the person who's in the family is mad. It's kind of another one of those. And at this point, I was like, oh man, there's been a couple of these stories that have been played out pretty hard. It was starting to wear on me a little bit. Not to say that the episodes were particularly long or that there were too many or anything like that, but at least at this point, I was starting to feel like, man, a lot of these are have been done recently before type episodes, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
But barring any of that, fight scenes were really good. The story, at least it had a story. I mean, more than a lot of the other ones, it had like an arc to it.
Yes.
And I felt like it was really similar to how the twins ended. How you ended up having the two forces, like, not wanting to kill each. Well, the light side, the twins, Carr, he didn't want to kill his sister for what she believed in. He wanted to just get her back and be a family and love her. And the same thing with Lop and Ocho. Lop didn't want to go kill her fucking sister for betraying her. Literally the last line in the episode is, so we could be a family again, or something like that. So, it was, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I can't fault it for, all of these are supposed to be sort of cliche. That's the cool thing about Star Wars, is it's like a reimagining of these classical stories that we've been told, just in a different setting, different technology and stuff. So, closing thoughts.
Good.
Yeah, it was good.
I liked it.
I agree. It was definitely worth watching.
Yes.
And so, we reached the final episode, Akakiri. This one was animated.
This one was great.
This one was very good. It was animated by Science Saru. Same people that did Toby and Devilman. This was more in line with their original work.
Yes.
So, okay. The cool thing about this is Akakiri in Japanese means red haze. So
I like that.
It literally gives it away.
It does.
In the beginning.
Oof, that's fucking rough, actually. It really does. Should have looked at the fucking translation. God damn it.
So, okay. I'm just gonna go over this one really quickly because there's not much, but we really need to talk about the ending. So a Jedi shows up by himself to assist a princess. The princess has two guides. Apparently, Tsubaki, which I've heard as a female's name as well.
Yes.
I don't know how that works in Japan.
They're usually just spelled differently. But it's like, yeah.
That threw me off. And Misa is the name of one of my male friends. He's Misael Cardoso is his full name, but Misa is what he calls him.
Beautiful.
Right?
I love that.
He has a gorgeous name. I love that man. But in any case, so it really threw me off that Misa is the princess and Tsubaki is the male Jedi. So but barring that, basically the Empire's come down and pretty much taken over this planet. Misa is trying to get back to her own palace.
Yeah.
Which was taken over by a Sith. named Masago.
But that was also her aunt, because the aunt or the sister killed the brother.
Yes.
Which was the king.
Yes.
Yep. Which was her father.
That makes sense. As the Jedi and the princess are traveling, the Jedi is getting like flashback. He's getting like a vision that he keeps getting, and it like shuts him down. And you can tell, like, it was, oh my god, it was so sweet. Like, the relationship, you could tell that there was something between the Jedi and the princess, something really intense, that they really were into each other. Masago comes up, and they fight. Tsubaki, the Jedi, has a vision, and then like fights back and just starts taking out the guards and stuff. But here's the twist. So they ended up putting a guard mask on Misa, and he kills her. He straight up kills the princess. And Masago is like, if you work with me, we can save and protect her. And Tsubaki's like, fuck you, she's dead already. And then Masago, the Sith, we can save her. You just have to work with me. And then they work together, and they heal Misa, and then they leave.
It was so good too, because like his vision was obviously the future of killing Misa, which just made it that much more real. Like, oh, like he's ignoring, because I thought it wasn't a, like, obviously I think everyone probably was like, oh, this is like past trauma that he keeps thinking about. Not a vision.
I don't want to be like, oh, I knew the whole thing, because, you know, whatever, but I'm not going to say that I saw it coming, but I felt like that was what was going to happen, because it directly parallels what happened to Anakin. Except Anakin wasn't directly tricked to killing. He got mad and killed her, as opposed to Tsubaki rejecting the destiny of defeat. He's like, no, I'm not gonna lose, and just goes all out and kills everybody. So to see him literally not even try to fight back, I think this was a really good episode, but I think it would have been better if it already showed Tsubaki as a broken man. And I think this episode would have done a little better with showing him as a good person, or a normal, I don't know. I feel like it was a little too rushed. I think something like this should have been done with a longer episode.
Yeah.
Because this was only 12. It was only 13 minutes long. Shorter than a lot of the other ones, and I think this, of all the episodes, could have done with an additional 3-4 minutes of like this guy maybe arguing with fighting against the dark side. But no, he literally is just like, okay. Like, I totally get doing anything you can to to save the one that you love. I totally get that.
Exactly. And I will always love my heroes dabbling in the dark side, because you would. I mean, who would, honestly, if something like this happened and you were given that chance? Of course.
And like I said, I totally respect it, but my biggest issue with it is not only did it not set that up well enough, because it kind of made it feel cheap by making that vision be a lie, basically. Not a lie, but like just whatever. It felt cheap. That did. And also, I don't think that their relationship was set up well enough. There was enough.
That's true.
It was enough for you to be like, okay, there's something between them. And obviously, when he literally gives himself up willingly to the dark side to save her, that she means more than anything. But it just felt very like he fucking totally gave up. And I'm sure that's exactly what it's trying to show off. But I don't know. I guess I imagine. I guess it makes sense. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, because you really can't. Not every character is Luke Skywalker. Not everyone can just be able to fight off the dark side. So.
And I feel like it's one of those situations where, like, this one, I mean, besides episode 4, The Bride, they all do, but I feel like this one had so much potential. And, like, not in a bad way, like, this is lacking, but, like, it's so good as is. And, like, even if they got, like, 3 episodes where it was, like, fucking just a movie, if we could just get an animated movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this and The Bride, like, fucking deserve it.
Yeah, they could be full-on movies, and I would
and be phenomenal.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I agree. And it was unfortunate that Akiri was one of the shorter, if not the shortest one in the whole thing, because like the Twins was 16, almost 17 minutes long. I'm pretty sure the Duel was like, it's like 15, 16 minutes.
Yeah, but what a high, like, I really like this one, so it's like, what a high note to end the series on.
Yeah, because it was fucking depressing.
I loved it.
Oh,
so we all know how I am as a person.
The Duel is about the same. The Duel's about 13 minutes. But like the animation was really good. The character designs were also, again, very, very, very good. It was a little less Star Warsy than the rest of them. I felt like if you took out any mention of Star Wars, that it wouldn't have been Star Wars, if that makes any sense at all. Oh, like if you take out the Empire, mentioning the I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time describing it. It's like if that's never mind. That's not a good argument, because you could technically take Star Wars out of all of these, and they would have been fine. But I don't know. There's just something about this one, man. I did really, really dig the art style, though.
Yeah, I definitely like this one. Do you know who Granny Goodness is?
No.
So she's a DC villain, and she's usually like Darkseid's like right or left hand. Like, she's always like, if Darkseid's around, she's nearby kind of situation.
Okay.
And literally the bad evil person, literally it was like the same thing as like Aizawa. I was like, Granny Goodness. Like, as the character design, I mean, like, you should pull it up. Like, fucking pretty spot on. It's like, what are you doing?
Oh, wow.
Right.
What the fuck?
I was like, how did Granny Goodness get in Star Wars anime?
Like, okay, I can. This is weird. I get it, though. This is so weird. Where the fuck did this character come from?
What, Granny Goodness?
Yes. What the fuck?
Dude, she's just fucked.
Dude.
She's like all powerful and has like this crazy powerful scepter and like rules over his army and like likes to torture people.
Yeah.
As her pastime.
I can tell. What in the hell? Oh my god. Okay, well, we're gonna just skip away from that. Final closing thoughts on Akakiri?
It was great. I put this as number 3 on my list.
Number 3? Okay.
That twist really did it. I wasn't expecting that. I think more like I could have seen like her dying.
What? Okay, you like sad, terrible endings. I forgot.
Yeah, I like my heart getting ripped out.
Yeah, you like those where you're like, oh, cool.
I do.
This was a fucking terrible ride I was just on. I forgot, man. See,
But
this is
not
what
like
happens when you
crappy
don't-
just to be evil. Like you just need to.
Yeah, like
I like to pick the pieces of my heart back up and put them back together in a couple hours.
well, it makes sense. Like, you know, stories don't always end happily, and
Yeah.
you know, all of the other ones, I'll give them that. Pretty much all of them were either positive or upward looking.
Mm-hmm.
Akakiri did not share that. It was a
No.
dark note to end the trilogy or the series rather on. So yeah, it's pretty good. So yes, as a whole, Star Wars Visions, very good. Please go watch it if you have Disney Plus. If you don't, borrow the password and shit from somebody. It's worth it. Just go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
If you like anime, you'll like watching it. If you like Star Wars, you like watching it. If you like both, it's literally made for you. Go. I don't know what you're doing. Go watch it.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, I guess that'll probably about cover it for this one then.
Yep. I'm content. This was good.
Hopefully they do some more stuff like this. Because yeah, this was very good. I'm very happy with this. So
Yeah.
All right, that'll do it. Thanks again for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're looking for more shitty opinions. At least from my side. I can give us some hot takes sometimes, and it's pretty bad.
I think we both do.
Nah.
I'm sure I've said a couple things that they're like, okay, calm down and climb off that horse that you somehow got on.
Oh, that's even funnier because no one has context for the fact that you're fucking tiny as hell.
Yeah, I'm 4'11", guys. I'm fucking short. I would need a ladder to get on a horse.
That's not even a joke.
No, it's not. I used to have a horse. I need a fucking ladder.
Dude, imagine like you pull out the fucking pulley and ropes. You're like, all right, time to get on this bastard.
Right.